What's going on, guys? Today's Sunday, I think it's the 19th, and we are working back on the Redfire car. It's a rainy day. It's been nonstop all day out here in Florida, so kind of decided just to mess with the cars for a little bit and kind of just want to show you what I was going through today and what I was touching base on. It's more of like just kind of some cosmetic stuff and easy fix, a little bit of money, and just kind of want to show you guys some before and afters. So let's flip this around and check it out. So what we ended up doing was I pulled off the radiator cover here, and the biggest, I kind of already started again. I started do this sometimes to myself. I start pulling stuff off and then realize, oh, I should probably take a before and after video before I start touching it. But anyways, quick 8 mil here, 8 mil here. You got a rubber grommet that attaches up here to the radiator and simply just pulls off, and then that grommet here literally just pulls out in like 2 seconds. Really not held in there by much. So constantly when you are looking at the motor here, everything's clean. It looks nice. The engine bay is all, you know, is what it is. It's just, it looks good. Everything has been touch painted or powder coated or whatever. But these have bugged me for the longest time, especially this one. This is the passenger side. I don't know how it gets like this. I don't know what causes this, but I'm over it, and today it's getting fixed. So pulling this one off, I'm going to strip them and run down to the auto parts store, go look at some finishes. I can either go kind of with that gloss look so it matches everything here, but what I think I want to try something different. I think I want to go with like a wrinkle look to kind of match the valve covers. They sell that in a rattle can. Figure it's a good way of trying it out, and it's something easy to fix. And I think I'm going to try to do the bolts too if I can. But we're going to get that done, and then while I'm in here, just get this stuff all cleaned up, kind of pull a product off the trailer, get in here, clean it up, and then just go through here over the next couple weeks and just hit some areas that have been bothering me. So stay tuned. Again, quick before and after here. We'll get this thing put back together, and then we'll check that out. So stand by. All right, so a little progress part of the video here. So I want to show you guys where I'm at right now. Went over to Joe's house, and he had some nice, you guys will see in the video I'll post in, he had some nice stainless hardware he scooped up. So I actually grabbed some. I'm going to replace it for him, but he had a bunch extra. So I grabbed some for my car because those are really nice. So I'm starting to kind of get some of these other nuts and bolts like this here switched out for some of the nicer stuff. So just kind of getting that cleaned up. Again, took these out, put those in. Came in here, got some touch up done where the radiator cover doesn't exactly go all the way, kind of stops right there. So getting in here, I'll change that out to one of the nice stainless. Do some more touching up here. I cleaned all this up. Actually, all I really used on this, because it was kind of grimy, was a window cleaner here. So I just came in here, let that sit on there for a minute, and then I will just put some ceramic spray wax just for my peace of mind. But for cleaning it, this stuff worked great, so always have that on deck. Again, came in here with some of the touch-up stuff. I scuffed where the radiator brackets are. I ended up scuffing those up, and Ryan hooked me up with some paint. I'm glad I called him because, let me go get that paint real quick. Stand by. Actually, it's right here. I was asking him about the wrinkle stuff, and he said, nah, I don't use it, because he did one of his tensioner pulleys with it, and it just flaked off. So he did his with this truck bed liner spray. It kind of gives it that wrinkle finish anyways, and has a nice gloss to it. So he did his brackets, these guys right here, in that truck liner spray. So it came out, it looks fantastic. So kind of, I'm just doing it right, letting it sit overnight, let them dry, and I'll get those on tomorrow. But just kind of showing you guys where I'm at. I was really hoping to just get this wrapped up tonight, but I don't want to rush it because I just Kind of just want to do it once and be done with it. But kind of just going to come in here, put some of the hardware, clean it up. I'm debating on taking this off tonight and replacing the hardware here with the stainless stuff and then getting this thing all painted up. A little hard to tell, but it's kind of an eyesore. So I'd like to address this. Tape off the yellow here real good with some painter's tape. Scuff this stuff up, or I might just spray over it. I don't know yet. I'm still debating on what I'm going to do with that. But for now, my main focus is just this front area. And again, it's kind of the progress side of it. I did a little touching up on this too, just from where the push pins go in, scratching under here. And this is a factory one I just had sprayed to match the car. Kind of want to show you guys too. The reason why I wanted to keep it is really because of this sticker. This sticker is from 2003. It's December 4th, 03. It looks like Ford authorized. It says it's a Ford authorized modification, and it looks like they programmed the PCM. So I'm assuming that whoever bought this car had Ford tune it, which is pretty cool. So I've held on to that sticker. Even when I got this painted, I asked my guy, hey, just try to salvage the sticker. He actually took it off, sprayed it, and you can kind of see this, the clear tape is coming off. So I do want to see if I can find something to replace that with. But again, I don't know. I'm a sticker guy. I like it. Same thing over here. Was able to tape off that real nice and keep that just a factory look. But we're getting there, almost done. Just a quick little cleanup video for the car. Another thing I'm going to address too is I think I'm going to change out this Metco pulley. Ryan's car I went and checked out tonight. He has a really nice Whipple pulley that sits in the middle here, and it's completely adjustable where this isn't. So it looks really good. And then we're going to end up switching this guy out here, the Roush tensioner pulley for the 3 valves. So much more beefier than that thing. So we're going to end up switching that out. He was dealing with some belt slippage on that. He's got the 3.0. Nothing now. He was dipping from like 23 pounds down to about 15, 16. And right now, nothing. Just eats it all the way through. So I think for peace of mind, I'm going to do that as well. But we're going to wrap this up here. Let these dry. Probably be in the morning when I get these brackets on. Because again, I don't want to rush it. I just want to do it right. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get this thing going. All right, guys. Adding a little more progress here, what we got going on. It is, unfortunately, 24 hours later from when I started. I was really hoping to wrap this up in a day, but I kind of ran into a little issue. And I'll show you guys what I did. I started just seeing stuff and taking it apart. I got the brackets up here all done. I went ahead and finished installing some of the hardware. You guys saw that. This here, these are for the grounds with if you have your battery in the factory location. But since mine's in the trunk, I just had these 2 open holes here. But just kind of threw them stainless steel guys in there, and I think it looks great. Kind of, once we put all this back together, I think that'll really pop and add a little bit of, cleanliness to it rather than having just 2 open holes. But what I ended up doing was, I thought these came out really good. These are the brackets. I shot this. I was showing you guys. Ryan hooked me up with that bed liner. So I started kind of looking at the car like I was saying, and I noticed that my latch here was needing some love. I was at Ryan's house when I got the paint. I said, dude, who painted your latch? And he's like, no, mine's just clean. I was like, oh, and I'm kind of jealous. So I took mine out. Well, I prepped it yesterday, sanded it, scuffed it, got it looking good. And I sprayed it with the bed liner, but I didn't like it. I thought it was too much. Either this was just too big of an area for that, where these are smaller. Maybe like to me, this looks fine. This looks great. Kind of gives it that wrinkled look, right? But this, I thought it was just too much. I didn't like it. And with it moving, where I painted all up in here, it was just scuffing. I think that was my fault too, because I didn't let it cure enough. I kind of let it sit for a couple hours. These have been sitting overnight, and they're still slightly tacky. I wanted to put all this back together, but again, these just, again, feel a little like they need a little more drying time. And then this right here just kind of bummed me out. So what I ended up doing was completely stripping it. I had a whole can of that aircraft stripper, but I guess just sitting in the cabinets over here, the can was no good. It wasn't working. So I've never heard of this stuff. I've never tried it. I was a little skeptical because it legit shows you working on some wood, where the aircraft stripper specifically states it works fantastic on the metal. This does say it works on wood, metal, and other materials, so I was a little hesitant, but I got this at Lowe's. I think it was $12. It worked amazing on that. It says let it sit for 15 minutes, and legit, it stripped this thing down in 15 minutes. And then I went back. I did take a razor blade and scrape off the heavy stuff. I put a second coat on there, let it sit for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then I hit it with the air hose and just blew it all off. And this is legit that outcome. So glad that all came off. It was a little easier than I thought, but I want to prep this a little bit more. I'm going to scuff it up, let it sit overnight because it is wet. I did rinse it off to kind of neutralize, this stuff here. I'm sorry, this guy over here. And I'm going to hit it with some alcohol, clean it, and then I'll prep it more, and then I'll hit it with some alcohol, clean it up, and then I'll spray it. This is what we're going with. I wanted something flat. So I went with the Rust-Oleum flat look. I think that's going to look a little better on this. Again, I just wanted this whole front area cleaned up, and I didn't want to rush it, and just kind of want to do it right. But unfortunately, I can't get this thing back tonight. It's killing me, this thing just sitting in here, not being able to do it. I've been dying to drive it, and again, these little things just kind of pop up, and it is what it is. Hopefully have it done tomorrow, so I'm going to let that sit overnight, dry, let the other parts sit and dry a little bit more, put this thing back together, and see how it all looks. But I always recommend take your time and do it right. Don't rush it. But again, the waiting sucks. So we'll pick back up with this video tomorrow. Today is officially Monday, about 9:30 p.m. Hit this thing in the morning, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, we are done with this. Real quick, though, I hope everybody's staying warm, because in Florida, it is freezing today. It's like 32 degrees, and I am solid. My toes have been frozen for like 9 hours straight. So I hope everybody's out there staying safe and staying warm. But this is done. Updated a couple parts on there that were bothering me, and just kind of cleaned up some stuff on the engine bay that I wanted to hit. It's all done. I just want to kind of show you guys what I did. Took a couple days extra, but in my opinion, totally worth it. Took my time and just made it right. So flip this thing around and I'll show you guys. So first off, this has always been an eyesore, and again, I think it just turned out so much better than I had originally did it. I did it twice. Took a couple days extra because I let it dry completely, stripped it, sanded it twice. I just wanted it to look good, and again, was able to get this thing here cleaned up. So this pops. I actually used an acetone on here, and this thing here perked right up. Again, stripped this. I taped it off, so all this was covered, and came in here, got the spring all. This is all rusty and just terrible looking. So again, real quick, real simple, just easy. $10, $12 little clean fix there, and it just makes the whole front of this look so much better in my opinion. Then I came through here and touched up just from removing this thing. Since it's been painted a handful of times, little marks here and everything from these push pins. So got those touched up. Got some areas up here touched up. Updated the hardware. Got some nice stainless steel going through now. So it just, again, every time I see something, take a step back, look at it. It's hard to hit everything at one shot, so it's more like a take your time and do it right. And it might not get done in one shot. It might take 10, but again, looks way better. And I kind of started with these headlights. So I am going to shoot a separate video on these because I am loving this whole fitment and everything on here. We'll get into that. I do want to compare these ones with the ones I took off. Not that there was anything really terribly wrong with them, but these ones you can tell right off the rip are much better quality, so we'll touch on that. But again, started with the headlights, came in here, started doing some touch up, changed out the, you guys saw the video on updating the track spec, hood vents up here in the front. So I did take this one off again because I missed a couple spots in here touching up, so I removed this, hit that again, that's all good. And then just came in here and just finished, or just going across the whole front here, and to me, totally worth it. Oh, real quick, yeah. These guys. What I did, I used the truck bed liner spray on here. To me, that looks awesome. I did the truck bed spray on here, hated it. I think this piece was just too big, or too awkward looking. Was not a fan. But again, both of these came out great. I tried to replicate on that, and I just didn't like it, so it took me an extra couple days. I stripped it and wanted it done correctly, but just kind of want to show everybody the update on this. From the fog lights, the headlights, just the whole radiator cover up here, and then again just doing some painting on there. Simple, easy fix. 2 days, 2.5 days max, and it came out great. So again, guys, on here, I can show you guys real quick what I used. Some rust reformer on the spring because that was pretty rusty. I just used the Rust-Oleum spray on that latch itself, and then this Hercules stuff you can get at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or Advanced, whatever, and that's what I used on those radiator brackets. But again, guys, thanks for checking out the video. And we're going to move on to some other stuff on the car, and I have some parts actually showing up for that tonight, so we're going to touch on that as well. But as always, Chris, SVT Garage, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.